Hi there. Today let's read this very special book called The Foundling Fox, and this was translated from German. The Foundling Fox, How the Little Fox Got a Mother. Chapter 1, The Little Fox is Alone. The little fox lay all alone in the underbrush. He was afraid. He waited for his mother, but his mother could not come. A hunter had shot her. Time passed and it began to rain. The little fox was more and more afraid. He was cold and he was hungry. He whimpered and cried. A vixen was passing by. She heard how the little fox was whimpering. She wanted to run past. She had 3 children at home in her den. They were waiting for her. But because the little fox was crying, she came to him under the bushes. "What is wrong?" asked the vixen, and she stroked his head with her paw. The little fox whimpered even louder. He whimpered the way little foxes whimper when they are hungry. "Why are you lying there all alone in the underbrush?" asked the vixen. "Where is your mother?" The vixen bent over the little fox and sniffed. He smelled the way little foxes smell. He was soft and woolly, the way little foxes are. "Poor little foundling fox," said the vixen. She stroked him with her paw. The little fox stopped whimpering. The vixen smelled almost like his mother. She was just as warm. He snuggled to her. He searched for her milk. The vixen stirred uneasily. The little fox was not her kit. She was not his mother. She had to take care of her own 3 children. But the little fox began to whimper again, and the vixen saw how he shivered from the cold. So she did not leave. She curled down around him. The little fox snuggled into her fur. He found her milk, and he drank. He slurped and smacked and swallowed. He could not stop. "Drink, my little foundling fox," said the vixen. "Drink your fill." Chapter 2, The Hound. When the little fox was full, he slept. The vixen lay close by him. She was happy the foundling fox was full and content. Perhaps his mother would soon come back, she thought. But the mother did not come back. At last the vixen got up. She had no more time. She had to go home to her own children. "Sleep on, my foundling fox," she whispered as she started off through the underbrush. But then she stopped. She stopped and looked down at the little fox. She could not leave him all alone in the bushes. She had warmed him, and she had given him milk. She wanted to take him with her. The little fox woke and whimpered softly. The vixen licked his head. "Don't be afraid, my foundling fox," she said. "We are going home." Carefully, she picked him up with her teeth and started out. Her den was not too far. It was noon. It was quiet among the trees. But suddenly the vixen stopped, listened, and trembled. Far off somewhere, a dog was baying. A hunter's hound. The vixen was terrified. She knew the hound. He sniffed out the tracks of foxes and followed them. He caught them. He held them fast. He could even kill a fox, and now he was on her trail. "Fox, fox, fox," bayed the hound. "Fox, fox, fox." The vixen fled. She ran through the forest, trying to lose the hound. But she was carrying the little fox, and she could not run as quickly. The hound came ever nearer. The vixen grew terribly afraid. She thought of the sharp teeth of the hound. She thought of the many foxes he had already killed. She thought of letting go the little fox to save her own life. But she did not. She held fast to the little fox and ran and ran and ran. Back and forth through the forest she ran, with the hound tearing after her. She panted and gasped and could not catch her breath, but she would not let go the little fox. She doubled back once more, smelled water, and ran on until she came to a broad stream. With one leap she sprang in. She waded along the stream bed, then swam to the other side. There she hid under the bushes, for she could run no more. She lay down and waited for the hound. There they are. And soon he was there. He was looking for the vixen on the other bank. He growled angrily. He barked and snuffled, but he could not find the vixen's scent. The water had washed it away. The hound ran up and down the bank, and then he turned tail and disappeared into the woods. The vixen lay in the bushes and listened as the baying grew fainter and fainter until it faded away. "We are safe, my foundling fox," she whispered, and she laid the little fox on the grass. He snuggled close to her and began to drink her milk. The vixen laid her head on her paws. She had to rest a while before she could go farther. "Come, my foundling fox," she said at last. "We must go home." Chapter 3. The Badger. Meanwhile, it had grown late. With the little fox held safely in her jaws, the vixen ran through the dusk. It had taken a long time for her to get home, and it was then that she met the badger. The badger stood there staring at the vixen and the little fox. "What are you lugging about with you today?" sneered the badger. The vixen tried to pass, but the badger blocked her path, and again he demanded, "I want to know what you're carrying." The vixen laid the little fox on the grass. She stood over him. She raised her head and bared her teeth. "This is my foundling fox," she said. "A foundling fox?" cried the badger. "What do you want with a foundling fox? You already have 3 children. Give me the foundling fox. I want to eat it." "I'm warning you, badger," snarled the vixen. "My foundling fox belongs to me. I have given him milk, and I have warmed him. I saved him from the hound, and I have carried him this far. My foundling fox belongs to me. "And I want to eat it," hissed the badger, and he sprang upon the vixen. The vixen clawed him in the face once and again. The badger spat. He bared his teeth and crouched to spring again. He was strong and he was fast. But the vixen was also strong, and because she was fighting for her foundling fox, she was even stronger. She fought with her head and with her heart. The badger bit her in the shoulder and scratched her muzzle, but the vixen did not even feel it. She thought only of her foundling fox, and she fought and fought until the badger gave up. "Arr! Keep your foundling fox," he hissed, and ran off. "Go eat snails and spiders," the vixen jeered after him. "That's the only food for you." Suddenly, she heard the little fox whimpering. She bent over him and licked his head. "It's all right, my foundling fox," she said. "We will soon be home." She picked up the little fox, ran home to her den, and slipped inside. There she is, getting home. See, there's her 3 children she already had, and she's holding the foundling fox and putting him in with the others. The Fox Kits is my favorite chapter. "I'm back," said the vixen. Her 3 fox kits yipped and yapped. They tumbled hungrily to their mother. They wanted milk. The vixen laid the little fox down among her own children. "I have brought you someone," she said. The little fox looked at the fox kits. He whimpered fearfully. The fox kits whimpered too. "This is a foundling fox," said the vixen. "He is now one of us." She licked the heads of all 4 children. The fox kits sniffed the little fox. They sniffed him from head to toe. He smelled just like their mother, so they were not afraid. The little fox sniffed also. He sniffed each kit, one after the other. Each smelled like the vixen, and so he too was not afraid. "Stop all this sniffing," the vixen said softly. "It's time to eat." So the 4 little foxes snuggled to her belly and drank their fill. Later they played together. They played hit and run. They played hide and seek. They played spit and snarl and bat the paw and bare the teeth. The vixen looked on. She licked her wounds, and she was very happy. Here's my favorite chapter, The Neighbor. The next day the vixen slipped out to go hunting. At the entrance to her den she met her neighbor. "I heard you had a fight with the badger," said the neighbor. "Does your shoulder still hurt?" "Just a little," said the vixen. "And how are your 3 children?" inquired the neighbor. "They are fine, thank you," said the vixen. "They drink and play, and they are growing bigger. But they are not 3, there are 4 of them." "4!" exclaimed the neighbor. "But just yesterday there were only 3. "Oh, I have a 4th, said the vixen, "a little foundling fox." "So I've heard," said the neighbor. "But you're not going to keep him, are you? Anyone with 3 kits doesn't need a foundling fox." "Whether I need him or not does not matter," said the vixen. "I warmed him and I gave him milk. I carried him through the forest and I ran with him from the hound. I had to fight the badger for him. My foundling fox will stay." "You're crazy," said the neighbor. "Your children are growing and soon they will want meat. Are you really going to bring up a stranger's kit?" "What's good enough for 3 kits is good enough for 4, barked the vixen. "Don't tell me my business." The neighbor shook her head. "Don't say I didn't warn you," she said. "What's so special about your foundling fox?" The vixen thought a while. She couldn't think of anything special. "I don't know," she said. "Wait, I'll show him to you." There we go. Last chapter. The little fox has a mother. The vixen crept into her den to find her foundling fox. She looked at the first kit. She looked at the second kit. She looked at the third and at the 4th kit, but she could not pick him out. All of them looked like her little foxes. She sniffed them one after the other. The first kit, the second kit, the third, and the 4th. They all smelled the same. Any one of them could be her foundling fox. "Come here, my foundling fox," she called. All 4 kits came tumbling and snuggled into her fur. The vixen poked her head out of the den. "I'm very sorry," she said, "but I cannot show my foundling fox to you. I really don't know which of my kits is my foundling fox." "How dreadful!" cried the neighbor. The vixen had to laugh. "It isn't dreadful," she said. "I love all 4 of them the same, and that is that." "Well," said the neighbor, "perhaps you're right." And so the little fox was no longer a foundling fox. He was the vixen's kit, and she was his mother. She fed him and gave him milk. She protected him and taught him everything a fox should know. The vixen and the little fox belonged together. He stayed with her until he could care for himself, as all little foxes will. And that was called The Foundling Fox. It's one of my favorite books about adoption, really. Such a sweet book. Hope you enjoyed it and that you subscribe and come back often. We'll see you next time here on Stories with Grandma.